Powerslave Exhumed is one of the best remasters of an old first-person shooter game I've ever played. It smoothly combines old and new mechanics. This remaster is the perfect hybrid and synchronization of the original PlayStation and Sega Saturn versions of Powerslave. The latest version is available for Windows, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S. The original 1996 release was for multiple platforms: Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, and MS-DOS. Each of the platforms had differences between them, with the MS-DOS version being almost an entirely different game. However, the beauty of Powerslave Exhumed is that it takes elements from each of those three different platforms to create an entirely new experience. If you're a fan of the original game, don't worry. Powerslave Exhumed has both the Blue Scorpion and Red Spider enemies from the Sega Saturn and PlayStation versions of the 1996 game. This game is one of the earliest examples of a first-person Metroidvania game. Metroidvania games are a genre of video games which allows you to explore rich and expansive labyrinths while collecting different items to enhance your player character. Though in most of these games, the perspective is from a side-scrolling point of view, Powerslave was unique for its time in that the POV is first person. This would undoubtedly inspire later games in the genre, such as Metroid Prime and others. Although at first blush, it would seem as though a first-person POV wouldn't work in a large open-ended space like a Metroidvania game. It surprisingly flows very cohesively. The plot of the game is quite simple and light for FPS standards of this era. You play as an unnamed soldier sent into the city of Karnak, Egypt, to explore a wide variety of caves, ruins, and even spaceships to stop an alien species named the Killmon. The alien enemies intend to use the remains of Ramesses the Great to rule the world and enslave humanity. The progression of your character's powers in the game is also a great highlight to really showcase its Metroidvania roots. You start out with only a knife and a revolver, both of which are good but weak weapons, especially against foes that are bigger than spiders and scorpions. As you progress, you get better weapons and items. These include a machine gun, a flamethrower, a magical serpent staff, and ancient Egyptian rings and gauntlets. There are also item upgrades available, which increase the amount of abilities you can do. Some of these increased powers include the ability to hover, fly, breathe underwater, open force fields, and jump higher than you'd normally be able to. There are also a couple of boss fights in the game, including Set, Selkis, and the Killmon Queen herself as the final boss. In conclusion, that's why Powerslave Exhumed is one of the greatest remasters of an old 90s game I've ever played. It has really great graphics, fantastic gameplay, and enough tricks and challenges to keep you thoroughly invested in your playthrough. Personally, I didn't have any issues with levels of difficulty, game crashes, or poor frame rate. Once you start playing, it's as smooth as glass. I give it a 9 out of 10 for upgrading an old classic with superb graphics and outstanding FPS gameplay. Night Dive Studios has raised the bar for all future remasters. This is Jack Catullo covering all of the newest classics.